I want to tell you a bit about a friend of mine. He wakes up every morning at 6 o'clock. He makes himself like 8 or 10 eggs for breakfast. He's a bit crazy. Then he goes to work on a construction site. 7 o'clock until 17. Then sometimes he works even more. He usually calls me or some other friends in the evening and we go out and he always drinks like at least 5 beers. He always does very crazy things, let's just call it that. We live in a city and a few days ago we found a naked man like at 10 in the evening laying on the grass, 10 degrees Celsius, so like he's very cold. And my friend, this guy, just took off his clothes and just went to the guy and just went to talk to him. Like this type of guy. He's like very crazy. He also always complains when people, don't come out when they say, for example, I'd rather play, be on Discord and play some games or whatever. Or when people say they're tired from work. He's never tired from work. He just always, he always tries to have fun after work. He always tries to enjoy everything he does. And something that he said, like it's quite a while ago, but it stuck with me until today. He said that he basically doesn't give a fuck about anything except his little sister. She's like 5 years old, he's 18. And sometimes he has to care for her when their parents aren't home or whatever. And that's like the only thing in his life that he like really like cares about. And as you can tell from what I've told you, he lives a very simple life. But I think we can learn a lot from that, because it's quite the opposite of probably many of our lives, mine as well. One thing we can learn from him is to, enjoy every moment and enjoy life, and sometimes, doing some very dumb things, very weird things that maybe you don't have to do, but let's call it creating stories. These like pretty dumb and weird things you do that are later a story you can tell to your children or your grandchildren or whatever. What he also does is something that I admire him for a lot, which is he never complains. He doesn't complain about, how hard work is or how he has to care for his sister or how he doesn't have time to do anything. Like, he never complains. I have to be honest. I worked like a shit job, factory job for 2 weeks and then I quit. Because I'm basically, I'm trying to be better, but I'm still a bit of a bitch. And spending time with him has taught me a bit on how to be more masculine, in a sense of just not complaining about some shit job or whatever and just doing it. Because the thing is, I don't have to do it. I chose to work, to get money in order to travel. And what I admire about him as well is how much he cares about his sister. I think it's like a really sweet thing, to say that like he's very drunk and just saying that he doesn't give a shit about anything except like his little sister. It's something. I feel like this is maybe not like this, maybe not this extreme, but I feel like similar to this is how your attitude should be, for example, as a father or as a husband later in life. He has lots of responsibilities, but he's not shy about them. Like, he does everything he has to do, and he's proud to step up and help other people to do them. What I'm trying to say is that most of us are overcomplicating life. While we are here trying to figure out the best productivity tactics or the newest gym exercise that's going to build us a huge amount of muscle, while we're sitting there trying to find the answer to a very complicated problem. He's out there living life and he's enjoying it. Although I know that we shouldn't live exactly like him, as I said, I think there's a lot we can learn from him, and we should try to live less in our heads and more in the moment. Try to enjoy life a bit more. And especially when we're young, do some crazy shit. Because now's the time to do that. Later in life we can't. We have more responsibilities, we have more children, we have a wife maybe. We have to work a lot, we have to pay the bills. It's not as easy. If you're a young guy, now is the time to get experience. And I'm not saying to slack on your habits and stop doing workouts or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't be so obsessed with like reaching your perfect self, because first of all, it's never going to happen. You're never going to reach your perfect self. It's impossible. What we're trying to do, or what we should be trying to do, is be better every day. And there's going to be days that we fuck up, and there's going to be days that aren't great, and that's fine. That's life. We should live in the moment. We should enjoy the emotions we feel. Be grateful that you're happy, but also be grateful that you can feel sadness, because it makes you appreciate happiness so much more. This was just a quick video on, just some thoughts that I had in my mind, and I hope you learned something. Maybe I inspired you, or rather my friend inspired you. I recommend you to be a bit more grateful for the things in life that you have, and try to enjoy life a bit more. Be a bit more mindful, a bit more present, and it's gonna feel a lot better. Trust me.